Do you ever feel like you're navigating your career without a map? Like you're just winging it? Well, what if there was a blueprint for each stage of your life? Today, we're diving into a really powerful framework from Alibaba founder Jack Ma. He's laid out a decade-by-decade guide, and we're going to break it all down for you.
And right off the bat, Ma hits us with this incredible piece of advice for anyone just starting out. It's all about resilience, right? It's this powerful reminder that messing up isn't the end of the world. It's just a stepping stone, especially when you've got time on your side.
So, here's how we're going to break down his advice. We're looking at 5 distinct stages, from building that solid foundation in your 20s, all the way to enjoying a well-lived life after 60.
Okay, so take a look at this. This timeline gives you a bird's-eye view of the whole journey. See that clear progression? It goes from learning and building to mastering, mentoring, and then finally kicking back and enjoying it all. Each stage just flows so logically into the next one. All right, let's start right at the beginning. This first phase, before you hit 30, is all about laying the groundwork for everything else to come. This is crucial stuff.
So, what's the game plan before you even hit your 20s? What should you be focused on?
If you're under 20, the advice is actually pretty straightforward. Be a great student. Your main job is to learn, to just soak it all in. But Ma also suggests getting a little taste of entrepreneurship. You know, even a small project can teach you so much.
Now we hit a really critical decade, your 20s. According to Jack Ma, the choices you make right here can literally shape the rest of your entire career.
So, what's the single biggest decision in your 20s? It's all about where you work. And Ma's advice is kind of counterintuitive. Follow a great boss, not just a big-name company. See, at a huge corporation, yeah, you'll learn process, but you might just be a tiny cog in a giant machine. But at a small company, you learn about passion, about dreams, and you get to do a little bit of everything.
You know, this isn't just theory. Let me tell you a quick story from the source material that really brings this idea to life.
So there was this person who joined a small, growing company. And through a bit of luck, he ended up working directly with the owner. And this owner taught him everything: how to negotiate deals, manage the books, handle people, find new customers, you name it.
Think about it. He basically got a real-world MBA that prepared him to go off and start his own thing later. That is the incredible power of finding the right mentor in the right environment.
Okay, so you spent a decade learning from others. Now what? Let's jump into the next phase. The focus now shifts to building something that is truly yours.
This is the decade for some serious soul-searching. You've gotten the experience, you've learned from a great boss, so now you have to ask yourself, is it time to build my own thing?
And here's why your 30s are considered the entrepreneurial sweet spot. You've got enough experience to make smart calls, but you're still young enough to recover if things go wrong. If you ever want to be an entrepreneur, this is the decade to go all in.
All right, so you've built something. Now what? The next stage is all about consolidation, and really about mastery. When you get into your 40s, it's not about making huge, risky leaps into something totally new. Instead, Matt's advice is to double down on what you're already great at. It's time to hone your craft and become a true master in your field.
So, why the caution? Well, because the stakes are just higher in your 40s. You don't have that same limitless energy you had, and there's just less time to recover from a major screw-up. The smart play is to refine and perfect what you've already built.
Now, as you move into your 50s, the focus takes another big turn. It starts to shift away from you and onto other people.
Ma's advice here is so simple but so profound. Invest your time and your energy in the next generation. Why? Because they have the energy, they have the new ideas, and they have the drive.
So what does that actually look like? Well, you have to spot their potential, really pour into their growth, and then empower them to take the lead. Your whole role shifts from being the doer to being the mentor, from the leader to the enabler.
And that brings us to the final chapter of this professional journey, a time for a very, very well-deserved rest.
After all those decades of hard work, of building, of mentoring, it's finally time to focus on yourself. As Jack Ma says, go find a beach, relax. This isn't the time to launch a new venture, it's the time to just savor the incredible life you've built.
You know, this whole blueprint is such a powerful way to think about your career, not as one long race, but as a series of distinct chapters. And that leaves us with a really simple but profound question. Which chapter are you writing right now? And what's the most important thing for you to be focusing on?